to tonight's HTFL game. Would help if I turn my microphone down like that, right? Right? Sorry, folks. When you do things on the fly, sometimes you forget what the fly does. So this is the end of week 16. This is going to be Denver and San Francisco coming to you. Then we start week 17. I haven't really decided what 5 games I'm going to do. Like I have some games in mind, but like for instance, I could wind up doing Cleveland, Seattle next week. But if Las Vegas is still in the chase, I may do them too. And in the last few weeks we've been picking 5 games to get the regular season over with. Washington, New England looks like a game I'm going to do. St. Louis, Kansas City. St. Louis might be out of it by the time I do it. Indianapolis, Green Bay, New York, San Diego, New Orleans, San Francisco. Then I'm either going to do Cleveland and Seattle or Carolina, Las Vegas, depending on what happens tonight. If Denver beats San Francisco in this game, then I'm probably going to be more inclined to do Cleveland. I might just do Cleveland, Seattle, and just hope for the best in terms of how things wind up. We'll have the recap show for you Monday night, 6:30. I'll record that over the weekend. The world of sports continues on. The NBA preseason begins tonight, December 11th, so they could start playing on Christmas, which is 2 weeks away. Other than that, Bucks are playing Minnesota Vikings this week in the real world of the NFL. As I put my snacks away because I won't be needing them the next hour or so. A little warmer here in Florida, in the 70s finally, which is what it normally is in December. But we had a spell of a couple of weeks where it was 55, 56, 57, like that on Tuesday. And when it gets that cold, I know you in New Hampshire and you in the Midwest are like 57. We wish we had 57 in the middle of the winter. Yeah, 57 for you guys would be a heat wave, but down here with the humidity, you really feel it. Luke Brown was telling me that he uh, lives in Cambodia. Great song by Kim Wilde, by the way, Cambodia. Dun 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 dun. And he was telling me same situation over there as we get to the final countdown, where they have the same problem, basically. All right, folks, stand by. 3 minutes went by too fast. Big Paulie's World of Sports Sims proudly presents Dun 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 Monday Night Football Week 16, the last Monday Night Football game. All the games we do Week 17 are going to be Sunday games. Not that it really matters. Denver at San Francisco. San Francisco could tie Green Bay with the best record in the HTFL and go 12-3. Los Angeles still in the hunt for to go 12-4, but I think San Francisco beat them earlier in the year, and they would hold the tiebreaker if they wound up tied for the Western Conference lead. So it's going to be Detroit and San Diego tonight. Not Detroit and San Diego. Denver and San Francisco will be the game. As you see me rummaging through the team stats, and I was looking at San Francisco, Los Angeles. Yeah, they beat Los Angeles in week 5, 33-10, or the 6th week of the season. No, it was the 5th, 33-10, so they wind up tied. It will be San Francisco getting the nod for the number 1 seed in the Western Conference, I mean. So this is the game. San Francisco a 9-point favorite. 58 degrees in San Francisco, Levi's Stadium, in the southern suburbs of San Francisco. I believe it's in Santa Clara. I'll control San Francisco. The computer will control Denver. A little bit windy, but San Francisco is always like that. 5 to 15 mile per hour wind. Denver won the toss, elected to defer, so San Francisco will take the ball. John Elway against Y.A. Tittle. Mike Shanahan and Bill Walsh, your coaches. San Francisco in the maroonish 49er-like uniforms, even though San Francisco is a combination of the 49ers and Raiders when they played in Oakland, a couple of stints. Abe Woodson back deep, and we're getting this game underway. And this is Woodson. He's a good return man, 35 yards to the 37. And we do one more recap show, and that'll be our next stop. That'll be Monday at 6:30. Setting up the lineups offensively for San Francisco, it's Gore and McElhenney. At running back, Rice and Owens at wideout, Soltow at tight end, Tittle at quarterback, Shell, Upshaw, Otto, Cross, St. Clair. That's your starting offensive line. For Denver, it is Price, Dumerville, Smith, and Jackson the front four. You got 3 10s at linebacker. Miller, Gradishar, Mecklenburg. And Miller is a 10 plus. Harris Jr., Wright, Atwater, and Thompson are your defensive backs. So inside running and throwing are probably going to be the strengths for San Francisco, who beat Denver earlier in the year. This is Frank Gore, a marker down. We'll check that out before anything.
Defense, number 70, 5-yard penalty.
Smith encroached, so San Francisco will take the penalty, and I'm off to a lousy start. Sweep left, McElhenney. 1st and 5. A 2-yard gain. We'll look at San Francisco and how they have done this year. And we go over here. Only 3 losses. Once to New England, to St. Louis, and then to Kansas City in Week 14, 24-14. A 2nd and 3 at the 44. Dive, Gore. I think the key for San Francisco will be the inside running game. A gain of 2. Louis Wright makes the stop. 3rd and a yard. So they'll go to Tittle. Quarterback dive. Tittle was not a bad runner, even though you got Steve Young on the team.
The field is confirmed. A timeout will be charged.
And Denver challenged the spot of the ball to no success. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Gold Raiders at the 47. We'll look to Jerry Rice on a medium crossing route. Incomplete. Setting up 2nd and 10. We'll go Gore. Trap right. And Gore into the secondary. A pickup of 11 and a 1st down. And the ball at the 42 now of Denver. Long pass to Rice. Heavy blitz, so it's going to be a screen to McElhenney. McElhenney, oh, he's got clear sailing. 30, 20. Down at the 19, he gained 23. And Tittle against Minnesota last week threw for 431, and there were points in that game where the passing game was unstoppable. Gore, a trap left. 1st and 10, and he sidewinds his way to 2 yards. Dumerville, his return questionable. He has injured his foot. Rulon Jones comes in for him. He is an 8 defensive end. 2nd and 8 at the 17. We will try to get some popcorn here and go a medium out to Terrell Owens. With the blitz coming, we're going to just keep the play call as it is. Owens overthrown. And that's an incomplete pass. 3rd and 8. How about Sotal? Medium hitch. Oh, off of his hands. Orphanate. Now San Francisco has the win advantage, so Janikowski, who has not been the greatest of kickers for this Gold Raider team, he'll try one from 34, and he pushed it left. No good. I jinxed him, I guess. So Denver takes over, no score, 11-11 left in the opening quarter. We'll set the Denver offense and the San Francisco defense for you. Davis and Humphrey at running back, Smith and Taylor, Lionel Taylor at wideout. Sharp is the tight end, Shannon Sharp, as James Brown says on CBS. Elway, the quarterback, Clady, Bishop, Neal, Lepsis, they're the offensive linemen. San Francisco has 4 10s in the lineup. Haley is one of them, 10-plus defensive end, Hardman, Namalini, and Stubblefield. are your front four. Mack, Willis, Peterson at linebacker. Johnson and Hayes, Lott and Grayson are your defensive backs. And on 1st and 10, let's see what Elway does. Wouldn't say this is a must-win game for Denver, but it will go a long way. And Terrell Davis goes 31 yards. Peterson on the tackle at the 45. Quickly, let's show you how Denver has done this season. And they were 6-3 at one point, and they have won some and they lost some. The last game they were in was a 31-24 win over Indianapolis. Must-win game for them, not really, because they could still win it next week. But if they go to next week and haven't clinched a spot, they won't clinch a spot even if they win tonight. Denver, 1st and 10 at the 45. Let's get the play, and then I'll talk about this a little more. Gain of a yard. Davis behind Clady. Brandon Marshall comes in as the third wideout. He'll be the left split end, number 15. 2nd and 8 at the 44.
False start. Offense, number 15. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 2nd down.
Marshall called for the false start. If they lose tonight, Seattle would be the rejected 4th team, because Seattle has a better divisional record over Denver. I believe they split the matchups this year. 17-13, Denver won the first game, and then Seattle just beat them 20-6 in the second. But Seattle would have the tiebreaker if it was just between those two teams on division record. 2nd and 14 at the 49. Problem is, San Diego right now is 8-7.
Number 24, 5-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
A sack by Mack on Elway, but they call it back on illegal contact. 1st and 10 at the Frisco 44. That's a throw, incomplete, just overthrowing Smith. Good coverage by Lester Hayes. 2nd and 10 at the 44. Right now, if Denver and Seattle, Denver and San Diego were wind up tied, it would go to net points because they hadn't played each other this year. Right now, San Diego is at plus 35 in net points, and Denver is plus 36. So if Denver were to lose, they would lose more net points. 4th and 3. And they're bringing out the kicker, McManus, to try a 54-yarder. That's left. And no good. Gold Raiders start. So the West is a very confusing picture. Only Arizona has been eliminated. Now, if Denver wins tonight, Las Vegas will be eliminated since they lost to San Diego. They would be 7-8, and Denver would be 9-6. We got a long way to go in this game even yet, so a lot of time to analyze it. Gain of 3. Mecklenburg on the stop. 2nd and 7. The look to Jerry Rice again on the medium crossing route. This time Rice makes the catch. That's a gain of 16. Cross out for a few plays. So Brown's going to come in, Ray Brown, and replace him out of Arkansas State. Gore, a dive play. Gain of 3. Next week you could have Denver. Say Denver loses tonight, you could have 4 teams wind up being all 8-8. That's one possibility. So trying to pick 5 games to do next week is going to be difficult. McElhenney the pitch, which we're going to change into a screen. 2nd and 7 at the Denver 34. And Tittle calls timeout. Rice, a medium out on 2nd and 7. There's the throw. There's the catch. A gain of 22, and Rice now over 1,000 on the season. As you see there, it took him 51 catches. So his average 19.6 right now. Off tackle right, Frank Gore, 1st and 10 at the 12. Gain of 4. Mecklenburg on the stop, a gain of 8. And Bill Walsh deciding, okay, who do we throw to here? We're going to go Jerry Rice on the short hitch on 2nd down. It instead goes to Sotal, and Sotal has a touchdown for San Francisco. So a nice check down by Tittle. Your point after try is good. And San Francisco up 7-0 with 5:26 left now in the opening quarter. Upchurch, Drones and Little back deep for Denver. Upchurch, yard or two deep in the end zone. Returns at 36 yards to the 34 before Wilcox could get to him for the Gold Raiders. So Denver trailing 7-0. They missed a field goal the last trip down. Elway to Humphrey, Bobby Humphrey out of Alabama. He gained 6. Willis on the stop. Riley Odoms comes in. He is going to be a second tight end. 2nd and 4 play from the 40. Gain of 19. Odoms caught that one from Elway. And it's now 1st and 10 at the San Francisco 41. So Denver, knowing that this is, for all intents and purposes, a must-win game. And if you lose, you shouldn't lose by a lot, because this might come down to net points to determine who makes the playoffs in that fourth spot. San Francisco, Los Angeles, and Kansas City are in, although their seeding has yet to be finalized. Loss of a yard there by Humphrey. Clady making the stop, it looked like. Throw over the middle, incomplete. And this time, Denver punts from the 42 of Frisco. I'll watch for the fake punt. Off the side of his foot was the punt by Scarpito. Only goes 29 yards, but then again, he was punting into the wind. So San Francisco gets it at the 13, 2:38 left now. Opening quarter. As we close out week 16 here in the HTFL, we got 5 more games left to do in the regular season, plus the recap show for the other 11. Gore gaining 4, and Atwater makes the stop. 2nd and 6 at the 17. They're going to look for Billy Wilson on the slant. That's caught, a first down, gain of 10, and you could sense the Gold Raiders feeling a little more confident as this first quarter winds down. Off tackle right, Gore, 3 yards more. He is at 8 carries and 32 yards. Tittle has started 5 out of 8 for 79. Short cross to Soltel on 2nd and 7. Incomplete. Gore lost the handle on the ball, drilled by Mecklenburg. 3rd and 7. Medium pass will go to Frank Gore. Just to throw everybody off, and just because I made a mistake. 4th and 7 at the 30. Tommy Davis in the punt. He will have that wind at his back. And that was a nice punt. O'Neal waved his hand and Denver let it roll. The punt went 56. And Denver, who will have 17 seconds with the wind in their faces, gets a 1st and 10 for the 14. Humphrey, a screen, and he's got running room. Past the 35 to the 38, a gain of 24. That ends the first quarter. It's 7-0 San Francisco. We start the second quarter now. 11 plays and 87 yards for Denver. San Francisco, 20 plays, $114. 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Humphrey. Gains 5, and Hardman makes the stop for the Gold Raiders. Double tight end set for Denver on this 2nd and 5 play coming up. Davis is the sole setback. No gain.
Holding offense. Number 62, 10-yard penalty.
Definitely want the penalty to be accepted. It is. It is 2nd and 15 at the 33 now. Not Humphrey, but Elway making the throw, and it's incomplete. I think this is how Frank Gifford got started on Monday Night Football back in 1971, the year I was born. 3rd and 15 at the 33. Elway, incomplete. And Denver punts. They will have a wind advantage. I'll try to return it. This is a nice punt. And a nice return by Taylor of 18 yards. The punt went 52, so the punt outrunning the coverage and it's a net of 34 only. 1st and 10 for the Gold Raiders. Pitch right to Gore. 1st and 10. And Gore, a gain of 6.
Grabbing the face mask. Defense. Number 25. 15-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
And you heard the news there. A face masking penalty adding 15 more to the end of the run. 1st and 10 at the Denver 46. Play action long pass, Jerry Rice. Blitz coming, but we're just going to run the play. Incomplete, overthrew Rice. And Tittle is 5 of 11 for 79 yards. Off tackle right, Gore. And Gore bounces off a couple of defenders, gains 14. But it's coming back. Jim Otto with the hold. It's going to be 2nd and 20. McElhenney, a dive. Gain of only a yard. 3rd and 19. They'll go 3 wide. 3 wide. Put a man in motion. Owens. Long fly. And if he catches it, there's a taco waiting for him in the end zone. And a gain of 25 yards and a first down for Terrell Owens. And Harris Jr. made the stop for Denver. 1st and 10 at the 30 now. Of course, you might remember a couple of weeks ago in that game in Kansas City, Terrell Owens grabbed a hot dog from a fan. Trap left. Gore. So the local taco outfits in San Francisco, I believe it was Del Taco, have offered Terrell, if Terrell Owens scores a touchdown reception, that in the coming days they'll get free tacos. Medium out, Jerry Rice. Is Del Taco in San Francisco? I know they're in Las Vegas and Los Angeles. Incomplete, 3rd and 8. And at the 28. Del Taco ought to come to Tampa, Florida. They're in Orlando, but they're not in Tampa. Somebody ought to try to get that done. Medium out to Billy Wilson on a 3rd and 8 play. And Wilson's got the catch down the left sideline. To Tittle's left anyway. A gain of 21, a 1st and goal at the 7. Off tackle right, Frank Gore. And Gore easily in. Touchdown. Not 49ers, but the Gold Raiders. $13-0. The point after is good by Janikowski. 14-0. 10:15 left in the half. Upchurch again back deep for Denver on the kickoff. And even into the wind, it's a boomer. Upchurch past the 30 to the 35, but it's going to come back. An illegal block against Steve Atwater. 1st and 10 at the 7 now for Denver. They have not gotten off to the best of starts. Davis picks up 7, and that gets him now to 3 carries and 39 yards on the day. Elway has started 4 of 10 for 56. 2nd and 3 at the 14. Here's Davis. A little more juice in that run, a gain of 12. And no, I'm not talking about O.J. Simpson. And that's now 4 carries and 51 yards for Terrell. 1st and 10 at the 26. Humphreys on a screen pass, weaves his way for a 19-yard gain.
Number 78, 10-yard penalty.
That gets wiped out by a hold against Lepsis. 1st and 20 at the 16. 8:24 now left in the half. Sharp, a gain of 9. He had a good game against Indy last week. 8 catches for a $140 and a touchdown. 2nd and 11 at the 25. Elway gaining 2 yards. 3rd and 9 at the 27. And Elway calls a timeout. Denver is down to 1 timeout this half already. San Francisco at 2. 3rd and 9 at the 27. We'll remind you about that when the 2-minute warning gets here. Incomplete. Elway looking for Sharp. Denver will punt. And Taylor Could not get to that punt. Rolled dead at the 26, so the punt goes 47. We have 6:51 now left in the opening half. It is 14-0 in favor of the Gold Raiders. Trap right, Frank Gore. 1st and 10. He picks up 5 yards on that play for a 2nd and 5. Rice, medium out. Oh, that's right to him. Gain of 20. Right on the tackle. And Tittle now 8 for 15. 145 on the yardage. He has 1 touchdown throw. Sweep right, Gore. Denver was playing tight. Gain of 2 yards. They were playing 7 up against the line, and it looked like they were being aggressive. So we're going to go medium out to Rice again. 2nd and 8. Instead, it's a check down to McElhenney, who gains 11. A lot of weapons on this San Francisco offense. And McElhenney now has 2 catches for 34 yards. Medium out. Owens this time. Incomplete. Gore wanted the flag. He felt like he was held by Von Miller. And the refs do not subscribe to that point of view. Dive by Gore. Marker.
Encroachment defense. Number 90, 5-yard penalty.
They'll take the penalty. 2nd and 5 is better than 3rd and 5. They're going to put Gore wide. And they're going to go to him. Short out. He's got it. Gore to the 20. Gore to the 10. Gore has himself another touchdown. That's 26 on the day for Tittle. Tittle now goes over 3,000 on the season. Gore now has a passing reception touchdown. The goal of his rushing touchdown, it is 20-0 San Francisco. The point after good.
Roughness. Defense. 15-yard penalty.
Mecklenburg getting into it with some of the San Francisco players on the extra point. So you're going to see a weird animation here as San Francisco kicks from the 50 and will squib it. A touchback. It was still a touchback even though it was a squib. 1st and 10 at the 20. Humphrey gains 4 yards. Denver looking rather befuddled at the moment. 2nd and 6 at the 24. Here's Davis. Davis with another burst of speed, a gain of 11. He has played a great game so far. 5 carries for 62, it looks like, on the stat sheet. Davis gives this to Smith, who gains 8. Setting up 2nd and 2. We have 2:22 left in quarter number 2. 2nd and 2 at the 43. Deuces are wild. Humphrey weaves his way for 8 yards. We go to the 2-minute warning. It's now 21-0 San Francisco. San Francisco 2 timeouts. Denver at 1. $1:59 on the clock now. Elway will run. Didn't get far. Gain of 1. This is about how the San Francisco-Denver game went the first time these two teams met. I'm not calling a timeout. 2nd and 9. San Francisco had a big lead. Denver came back with their reserves.
Holding. Offense. Number 78. 10-yard penalty.
Take the penalty here on Lepsis. 2nd and 19 at the Denver 42. And the final score was a lot closer than the game actually was. 3rd and 17, I'm not calling timeout. Denver called the timeouts for the time being. Elway, incomplete. Woodson and Marshall were tied up, but no flags. And San Francisco will get it back. We're going to fair catch it. Up 21-0. I'm really not going to push for another score here. But I do have 2 timeouts. We're going to try it one time. Long fly to Jerry Rice. There it goes. Incomplete to McElhenney. So we took our shot. And now we're just going to go Gore, dive. We're just going to round out the first half clock. Gain of 5 yards. Miller on that tackle. McElhenney, just play it safe and take a dive, Mac. Gain of 4. That'll do it. For the half, it is 21-0 San Francisco. I will be right back. And here we go. Ready to start the final half of Week 16. Denver now at 156 in total yardage. They ran 26 plays. San Francisco 37 for 254. Denver gets the ball on the kickoff. Upchurch. And something happened here. He took it at the 9, went to the 39. And that's where Denver starts. They have the wind advantage. 5 to 15 miles per hour. 1st and 10 at the 39. That's a throw and a catch to Lionel Taylor, who gains 15. His second grab of the day for 22. 1st and 10 at the 46. Davis, pickup of 5. Lester Hayes making the tackle. 2nd and 5 at the 41 now. This is Humphrey gaining 4. 3rd and a yard at the 37. Humphrey, short, loses 2. Hardman on the stop on 3rd and 1 to make it 4th and 3. McManus, long distance information, give me Memphis, Tennessee. Here's a try from 56. Pushed it left. No good.
Offsides. Offense. 5-yard penalty.
And we will decline the penalty against Lionel Taylor and take it at the 46. Dive McElhenney to start the second half. Gain of 4. Randy Gradishar makes the tackle. Sorry, folks, I forgot to hit mute when I coughed. I should have warned you. 2nd and 6. Ball at midfield. Gore, screen. Gore, a lot of running room. All the way down to the 11, a pickup of 39. He now has 2 catches for 70 yards. This is going to be Gore over the middle. No rest for the weary. And with that 3 wideout set, Gore gains 7. So he's having a very good day. How about an end around to Jerry Rice? And Rice can't turn the corner. He gets back to the line, and that's it. 3rd and 3. Gore, dive. Only gains a yard. 4th and 2. And Janikowski will try one from 20. Good. 24-0 in favor of the Gold Raiders. So we will go to the final week of the season unless Denver makes a comeback here. Upchurch. At from about the goal line, maybe a little behind it. Gains 26 to the 27. We go to the final week of the season, and you're going to have 4 teams fighting for one spot in the West. Denver will be 8-7. Seattle will be 8-7. San Diego will be 8-7, and Las Vegas at 7-8 could still theoretically make the playoffs. The 1st and 10 at the 27. Marshall, a pickup of 14. Woodson on the stop. A 1st and 10 at the 41.
False start. Offense. Number 54. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 1st down.
Bishop, a false start. As you heard, 1st and 15 at the 36.
Offsetting penalties. Repeat, 1st down.
Okay. So there's no use about talking about that play. 1st and 15 at the 36. Elway, incomplete. Looking to Hayes. I'm sorry, it was nearly intercepted by Hayes. He was looking to Smith, Rod Smith, out of Missouri Southern State. 40 catches on the year, 503, 4 touchdowns. He hasn't had a reception yet today. 2nd and 15 at the 36, incomplete. 3rd and 15 at the 36. Elway caught by Lionel Taylor, but short.
Foul. Defense. Number 94, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
And there was a fight after the play. Dana Stubblefield has been ejected. He is one of the defensive tackles for San Francisco. So that's going to bring in, for the remainder of the game, Bryant Young out of Notre Dame. And a 1st and 10 at the 38. See if this changes the complexion of the game any. Gain of 5. Ronnie Lott on the stop for San Francisco. 2nd and 5 at the 33. Elway finds Taylor again. A gain of 13. Lionel Taylor has 4 catches for 46. He's leading Denver in terms of pass receivers right now in terms of catches. 1st and 10 at the 20. Davis, 3 more yards. 2nd and 7 at the 17. Elway, an incompletion. 3rd and 7 at the 17. Incomplete. 4th and 7, they'll kick. McManus is no good. So Denver still not on the board. With 4:27 left in the 3rd, we're going to go Frank Gore. A heavy blitz back to McElhenney on the screen. Tried this in the first half and it worked wonderfully. We'll check the penalty. 14-yard gain, which we will take
5-yard penalty.
As that's declined. A 1st and 10 at the 38. Trap left Gore. And he gains 3. Gore is at 17 carries for 70 yards and has 2 catches for 70 yards. Gore, a dive on 2nd and 7. This goes for no gain. 3rd and 7 coming up now. We're going to go to Terrell Owens on a medium slant. A catch, and a nice one. Gain of 20, and Harris Jr. made the tackle for Denver. Tittle on a bootleg on 1st and 10. And he got nothing. Von Miller made the stop. We'll go Sotow. Medium cross. That's on the mark. Gain of 23. Tittle now 14 of 23 for 283. He has 2 touchdowns on the day. This is going to be a stretch play with Gore. And Gore gained a little bit, and actually he did not gain anything at all. 41 seconds left, 3rd quarter. Off tackle right, Gore. Gain of 2. And that'll do it for quarter number 3. 24-0 San Francisco. They have 50 plays, 367 yards. Denver is at 224 and 39. Gore. Trap right on 3rd and 8. And Gore got close. He got 6. 4th and 2. Just starting the 4th quarter. Janikowski from 25 is good. 27-0 San Francisco. And Don Meredith is singing words about lights being out and the party being over. And we'll just see about that still. Upchurch. From his own end zone. Just in front of it. A 26-yard return to the 23. Demarius Thomas has entered the game as a 4th wideout. So we'll set the receiving core for Denver. It is Marshall, the left split end. Smith is the left slot. Lionel Taylor in the right slot, and Demarius Thomas, the right split end. 1st and 10 at the 23. Elway knows he's going to be doing a lot of throwing now, so get the ice packs ready for his shoulder. Gain of 13. That went to Lionel Taylor. Johnson made the stop. A first and 10 at the 27. This is Gore gaining 7. Second and 3 at the 43. Davis. A gain of 6. Lester Hayes on that stop. 12:26 left to go. A sack. Khalil Mack just came up and lowered the boom on Elway. Haley was hurt, and he is out for the remainder of the game. Tommy Hart will come in to sub for him, and we hope that Haley's injury is not permanent or long-lasting. Second and 19 at the Denver 40. Elway, a fumble. Elway got it back. He won't lose his 5 yards. And now it's third and a cab ride from Palo Alto for Denver. 4-1 prevent deep zone. A sack. Hart, who had just entered the game, getting it. And Denver not doing anything right at the present time. It's 4th and 34 at the 25. A short punt taken by Taylor. Taylor takes it all the way into Denver territory at the 47, a pickup of 17. Punt only went 39, so the net will be 22. And Tittle will come out. And Joe Montana is going to see some playing time. Look at the receivers that you could choose from if you are on this Gold Raider. If you're on the Gold Raider coach, you got Derek Carr, who will probably be on Las Vegas next year in Season 2. Rich Gannon, Joe Montana, Jeff Garcia, Steve Young, Ken Stabler, and Y.A. Tittle. That's not a bad core of quarterbacks to choose from. So number 16, Joe Montana out of Notre Dame, hero of the 1979 Cotton Bowl. He did see some playing time early in the season, went 4 for 4. In fact, we can show you that he played against Indianapolis in Week 4 in that 45-14 win the Colts had. Montana's actually the third-string quarterback, but fans have been clamoring for him to get some playing time, so we're going to give it to him. Gore, pitch right, a gain of 3.
Personal foul. Offense, number 81, 15-yard
Oh, Terrell Owens got into a bit of a fight. The tabloids will love that. And it's going to be 1st and 25. McElhenney, a dive play. He gains 1 yard. In fact, we're going to put Biletnikoff in for Terrell Owens. Walsh not happy that his players are not keeping their focus when they should. So it's going to be a screen to Biletnikoff on 2nd and 24. And Denver playing way back. Incomplete. The first incompletion Montana's had this season. Thompson out for Denver. This will go long, and we're going to go to Rice. And it's complete by Rice, a gain of 18. 4th and 6. Tommy Davis will pooch punt it. And it's a 4-yard return. Owens will be the third wide receiver in the 3 wide receiver set. But I don't think Bill Walsh really liked Owens picking a fight. So Denver takes over at their own 10, 8:13 left. Elway's going to run. Didn't gain much, 2 yards. Bryant Young made the stop. 2nd and 8 at the 12. Elway to Davis. Tatum brought him down. Jack Tatum. And it's 3rd and 5 at the 15. Elway, incomplete. Looking for Rod Smith. And San Francisco gets it back on the punt. It's going to be a fake punt. No, actually, it was a bobbled snap. Scarpetto scrambled, tried to run for it, and it usually, when the punter has to run for it after a bad exchange, that's a bad sign. Leo Namalini made the stop, and San Francisco has it at the 13. A double tight end set. We'll go McElhenney, trap right. We got 6:42 left. Doesn't look like the outcome of this game is in doubt. So just go to the inside running game. On that play, no gain for McElhenney. Thompson made the tackle. Off tackle right, Frank Gore. And something will happen here. I think it will be a fumble! Recovered by Denver. And they get their touchdown. Randy Gradishar picked it up. Went 92 yards. And it's 27-6. So there goes your shutout. Your point after good by McManus. It's 27-7. I'll watch for the onside kick here, but it's going to be returned a yard deep from the end zone. I think by Abe Woodson. And
Illegal block. Receiving team.
Hayes called for the illegal block. San Francisco starting from their own their own 5 with 5:25 left to go in quarter number 4. Trap right Gore. Gain of 4.
Grabbing the face mask. Defense. Number 36. 5-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
These two teams do not like each other. Thompson just grabbed the face mask of Gore. It's going to be a 1st and 10 now at the 14. McElhenney, a dive play. Gain of 2. Of course, these two teams met in Super Bowl 24, and it was the most one-sided Super Bowl in Super Bowl history, with San Francisco winning 55-10. 2nd and 8. Blitnikoff, short out. Caught. A first down if it stands.
Holding. Offense. Number 51.
And it'll be called back on a holding penalty by Randy Cross. McElhenney, a dive. He has 7 carries, 14 yards on the day, and he just picked up a few more yards. 6 to be exact. 3rd and 10 at the 14. Montana will go bootlegging here. And does he get the first down? No. Gain of 8. 4th and 2. And Walsh is going to let the clock run down to 3:09. Davis and the punt. It's 27-7. This is going to be a nice return for Upchurch. I'm sorry, not Upchurch, but O'Neal. 12 yards to the 41. The punt going 49, so the net being 37. 1st and 10 at the 41. Incomplete. 2nd and 10. Same spot. Elway. Davis. Gain of 2. 3rd and 8 at the 43 with 2:53 to go. Smith. Did he get the first? Just short. 4th and inches. Ball at the San Francisco 49. Elway's going to throw for it. Incomplete. San Francisco gets it back. Hurst is going to come in the full house backfield, and he's going to take a dive. Gain of 3. We'll go to the 2-minute warning. Gold Raiders have 2 timeouts left. Denver has 3. We'll see how bad Denver wants to play it here. Gore on a dive. No gain. Denver not calling their timeouts. 3rd and 7, we're going to go McElhenney and pitch it right. And he's trapped for a loss, 4 yards. And San Francisco will let the clock go down to 27 seconds, and they will punt it away. And here is Tommy Davis. And that goes into the end zone. I don't think San Francisco cares all that much. 22 seconds to go. Garbage time now. Elway still in. A long throw, incomplete to Thomas. Only a defensive touchdown kept Denver from being shut out today. 10 seconds left. 3-1. Prevent deep zone. Elway will go deep. What else are you going to do at this point? Marshall, the intended receiver, incomplete. That's your game. San Francisco with their 12th win of the season. They tie Green Bay for the best record. Denver falls to 8-7. Seattle will be the projected 4th seed. But anything can happen in the last week of the season. You got 4 teams fighting it out for one playoff spot. MVP of the game was Frank Gore. San Francisco 27 unanswered before Denver finally scored 5:37 left in the 4th. Team stats, 415 yards for San Francisco. They were not perfect in the red zone. They went 4 out of 6. Denver 239. Failed in their only red zone visit. 18 penalties in the game. 53 plays for Denver. 63 for San Francisco. And San Francisco held the ball 34-05. And they had the out first down. They out first down Denver 19-13. Best quarterback of the game, Tittle, 14-23, 283 yards, 2 touchdowns. Davis actually outran Frank Gore, 10 carries, 88 yards, but Gore also had 2 catches for 70 to go along with his 24 carries for 86. Taylor was the top receiver, 5 carries, 59 yards, although Rice had 4 catches for 76, so he was the rushing leader. Yardage leader, I should say. Leading tackler was Willis on San Francisco with 9. So, the Western Conference is a mess. San Francisco, Kansas City, Los Angeles, in Seattle, Denver, San Diego, Las Vegas will all fight it out for the last spot. And if you're wondering, San Francisco and Green Bay did not play each other, so the best team in the HTFL right now, who would be the number 1 seed if they both made the semifinals? Well, San Francisco has 173 points, 173 net points. Green Bay only 82. So it looks like San Francisco would be the number 1 seed when we get to the semifinals and the teams are reseeded. So San Francisco's future is looking bright. Next stop, the recap show, 6:30 on Monday. I have not finalized the games I'm going to be doing next week. Try to do all the games of playoff importance, but there are just too many of them, so I'm just going to try to pick a good 5 for you next week. And then the week Christmas falls upon, we start doing the playoffs. We're going to do 8 first-round games, because you have 16 teams making the playoffs, but we're going to spread it over 2 weeks. Games will be on the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th. We'll do the northern semis, then the eastern semis. And then the following week, the 28th, 29th, 30th, and 31st, we'll do the southern semifinals and then the eastern semifinals. Then we come back, do all the regional finals. And then the following week, we will do the championship semifinals on the 11th and 12th of January, and then do the something bowl, which we haven't finalized yet. I like the Founders Bowl, but NWA Total Kayfabe suggested the Hometown Bowl, and that's not a bad idea either. So I hope you enjoyed these last 53 minutes. Almost 54. It will be 54 by the time I get this done. Because it'll take me a few seconds to say this has been Big Paulie coming to you these last 54 minutes. Godspeed, God bless. We'll do it all again soon, and bye-bye for now, everybody.